Editing a film is a very delicate process. Not only does an editor assemble a scene with a series of shots, but he also determines how long those shots should last, the rhythm of the shots, and how to create each scene in such a way that is cohesive to the film itself. Editing goes beyond the scene. An editor must think about the project as a whole. For this reason, film is known as such a unique art form than any other. 2001: A Space Odyssey uses editing as a tool to convey the narrative in such a way that separates it from other films. This movie uses average shot length, the absence of dialogue, and cuts to tell a story unlike any other. According to The Guardian, there is only 40 minutes of dialogue in the 2.5-hour runtime. There's more to the narrative than words spoken by the actors. Average shot length is a measurement of how long each shot is on the screen without cutting to another. Today's average shot length is 4 to 6 seconds. In this film, the average shot length is 8 to 11 seconds. That almost doubles the average from today's mark. Ray Lovejoy, the editor, and Kubrick used this as a way to garner attention in the absence of dialogue. Take this scene for example. This specific shot lasts 1 minute and 4 seconds. The attendant slowly makes her way to the food station, gets a tray, and then walks back to the other side to deliver the tray. By making the shot so long, it sends a statement. An everyday task that is so simple on Earth is so complicated in space, furthering the narrative without dialogue. Another important aspect of editing is the rhythm of the shots. Some editors may want to use a very rhythmic flow to each change. Other editors might use rhythm and change it to help tell a story. In this scene, rhythm is used carefully. The first shot is the monkey staring at the skeleton of an animal. This long shot establishes the fact that the ape is thinking about the skeleton. After he proceeds to pick up the bone, the rhythm changes. The shot length gets significantly shorter as the monkey goes up and down with the bone, smashing the skeleton. Let's watch. This change of rhythm emulates the rush of emotion that the monkey is getting by hitting the bone on the skeleton. The scene ends with arguably the most iconic jump cut of all time, skipping millions of years into the future. 2001: A Space Odyssey was made appropriately at a time when space was the priority of the world. The so-called space race was in full force as the United States and the Soviet Union raced to see who could get to the first man on the moon. According to the History Channel, between 1961 and 1964, NASA's budget was increased by 500% in an attempt to beat the Soviets to the moon. It only makes sense that Kubrick would make a film about space that was such a hot topic at the time. At this point, Apollo 11 had not landed on the moon. The fascination with space helped Kubrick capitalize on getting people to see his film. A movie today that has a similar theme to 2001: Space Odyssey is the Christopher Nolan movie Interstellar. Many think of Interstellar as a sci-fi that is so outlandish that it could never happen. The same thing can be said about Kubrick's film. Each of these movies dives into the idea of outer space and what lies beyond our world. Each movie has an emphasis on beauty and wonderment of space. Each movie has a successful, well-known director that made the film. There are many similarities between 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar that bring comparisons from all over about the two, simply made in different eras with different technology.